For the 2025 running of the Boodles Cheltenham Gold Cup, they have a journey in excess of 3¼ miles, 22 fences ahead of them. Ahoy Senor is the first one to lead. Towards the inside is Bambridge, out wide is Gentleman's Game as they rise at the first. The Real Whacker made a mistake, and also I Know the Way You're Thinking was not fluent, held up at the back of the field. On towards fence number 2, Ahoy Senor and Derek Fox wander down the fence, but jump it well enough. They're out in front now by 2½ lengths. 2 racing in second position. Towards the inside is Bambridge. He's taken on for second by the Real Whacker, and wider then is Gentleman's Game. Next is Monty Star, then Galopin Des Champs, then towards the inside races I Know the Way You're Thinking. He jumped the second better than he did the first. Towards the outside Corbett's Cross, and at the back of the field is Royal Pagaille as they make the run now on towards fence number 3, the first fence taken down the back straight. Ahoy Senor has got the lead of 1½ length going into it. Went just slightly right-handed, as too did Galopin Des Champs towards the wide outside as they go on now towards the water jump, which is going to be fence number 4. Ahoy Senor with the Real Whacker towards the inside. Gentleman's Game, the grey, out wide. Those were the first 3. Landing rather steeply there, Galopin Des Champs at the water jump. He's racing at the moment in a share of 5th position, just in behind Monty Star, and Bambridge has just been shuffled slightly back through the field as they go over that open ditch, at which on the outside Corbett's Cross just trailed his hind legs through that fence. I Know the Way You're Thinking still towards the rear of the field, and held up at the back of the pack is Royal Pagaille, who rather clambered over that plain fence taken as they made the climb up the hill. That was fence number 6. The dogleg turn carries them on now towards the second of the open ditches, fence 7. And it is Ahoy Senor setting a decent tempo, stood a long way off that open ditch. Galopin Des Champs just reached for that a little, as now they go up towards the fence right at the top of the hill, and that will be fence number 8. Another plain one now. Ahoy Senor to the Real Whacker racing in second, Gentleman's Game in third. Then there's a break of a couple of lengths back to Monty Star in 4th position. Bambridge improves once again in 5th through on the inside of Galopin Des Champs. And then I Know the Way You're Thinking. A little bit wide is Corbett's Cross, and still weighted with at the back of the field is Royal Pagaille. On now towards the fence taken as they begin to make the descent, and a bad mistake there by Monty Star. Monty Star really made a very, very bad error, and that was a great sit by Rachel Blackmore. So didn't really lose much ground with that error, Monty Star, as they now make the run down the hill and on towards the next plain one, which will be the 10th. It will complete their jumping on the first circuit. And Ahoy Senor has had a tendency at just about every fence so far to jump away to his right. He did that more markedly there at fence number 10. But it is still Ahoy Senor who leads the way. To the Real Whacker in second, and Gentleman's Game is in third. Bambridge to the inside in 4th. Between horses, Monty Star. Then out wide is Galopin Des Champs. He's been followed by Corbett's Cross with I Know the Way You're Thinking on the inside, and Royal Pagaille has always been last of the field of 9. They've completed a circuit. They're taking the 11th. Ahoy Senor went over that, but not quite as quick in the air as the Real Whacker, and on the outside, that was Gentleman's Game. And so they're at halfway in the Boodles Cheltenham Gold Cup. This is fence number 12, and it is Ahoy Senor who leads the parade. So a circuit to go in the Boodles Cheltenham Gold Cup. Ahoy Senor has got the lead at the moment. Galopin Des Champs is racing around about 6 lengths off the leader. Ahoy Senor to the outside. Gentleman's Game is now in second. The Real Whacker is in third. 2 lengths away to Bambridge, who is in 4th, and then Monty Star is in 5th. Out by Galopin Des Champs. Towards the inside, I Know the Way You're Thinking. Followed by Corbett's Cross and then Royal Pagaille. So setting off down the max straight on towards fence number 13. Ahoy Senor once again jinks away to the right over that, but jumped it well. 2 in second place, Gentleman's Game. On the inside is the Real Whacker right up against the fence. He's followed by Bambridge and then Monty Star, and over the second of the water jumps, this is the 14th. And as they took that one rather slow at the back of the field was Royal Pagaille. On now towards the penultimate open ditch, fence number 15 in the race, and it is Ahoy Senor dived at it, and he's down. Ahoy Senor is down. Monty Star is badly hampered, and also Galopin Des Champs was hampered, carried out quite wide there. So that has left the Real Whacker in front, going over the next to Gentleman's Game in second. And now they've got a break of about 4 lengths over Bambridge in third. Monty Star is in 4th. Galopin Des Champs around the outside. On the inside is I Know the Way You're Thinking. Then a further couple of lengths to Corbett's Cross, and then a further 4 lengths to Royal Pagaille. A mistake on the outside by Gentleman's Game over the final open ditch, and now they climb. They climb to the top of the hill for the final time in the Boodles Gold Cup. And on the inside, the Real Whacker. On the outside, Gentleman's Game in the air together. Then Monty Star in third. And now Paul Townend allows Galopin Des Champs to make ground around the outside. They take the top turn. Now they freewheel on towards the fourth from home. Banbridge is there on the inside. Out wide is Corbett's Cross. Also, I Know the Way You're Thinking is still right there as they now begin to make the run down towards the third from home. And it's Darragh O'Keefe and Gentleman's Game who have now got on. The Real Whacker is pushed along towards the inside rail. Galopin Des Champs has every chance on the outside. He comes right through now to almost dispute the lead. On the wide outside is Corbett's Cross, then Monty Star, followed by I Know the Way You're Thinking. They're about to make the final turn. Inside the final 3 furlongs, they have 2 more fences to take, and it is Galopin Des Champs with history in his sights, and he breezes into the lead, but he's followed now by I Know the Way You're Thinking, who is going to be a danger to the outside. The second last, Galopin Des Champs by only half a length. Down is Corbett's Cross, down now towards the 22nd and final fence. I Know the Way You're Thinking, noses into the lead. I Know the Way You're Thinking, jumps into the lead over Galopin Des Champs in second. These two have pulled clear of the rest as they race up towards the line. I Know the Way You're Thinking is driven clear by Mark Walsh, and the Boodles Cheltenham Gold Cup goes to I Know the Way You're Thinking. Galopin Des Champs was second. In third came Gentleman's Game, and in fourth was Monty Star.
He's receiving applause from everywhere. Gavin, listen, we've been down here so many times with you, watching your horses run blinders all week, and you've come up with one, well, you've come up with another, and the biggest of the lot. How are you feeling?
Absolutely speechless. Listen, we've had a lot of faith in this horse. An awful lot of credit has to go to Keith Donoghue with this horse. He's been such a part of him all the way, you know. He's done all the schooling and all that. He's rode him all the way along. And listen, I'm just thrilled.
You were worried about the ground. The team were worried about the ground, no?
I was worried that the pace of the race on the better ground more so, you know. And he was only just hanging in there all the time, you know. He was flat out. Listen, he's a very good horse.
And at what point did you think we could be in here? At what point did you think the race started to change shape in your favour?
I suppose going down to the second last, I thought we still had a good chance.
Yeah. I mean, it's a bit different to last year, isn't it? Almost the way he went through the race as well there, and on very different ground as well.
Yeah. Listen, what can you say? Brilliant. I'm just thrilled.
And we've talked all week about rolling the dice, about showing up. You know, you've supplemented, and here you are, and you've got the glory for it.
Yeah, well, listen, great thanks to JP and Noreen, and you know, having the confidence to supplement him, and you know, it's brilliant. They're just so good to train for. They're brilliant people.
That's reward for an applause for Galopin Des Champs, who's coming past us. I mean, you must have been looking at the race thinking if he shows up, he's going to be very difficult to beat. But you have the up-and-comer. You have the improving younger horse. Yeah, listen,
I thought he ran a huge race the last day in the DRF, and he's only beaten 7 lengths, and I thought he'd come forward a lot from that. And listen, we rolled the dice and we got paid.
Champion hurdles, big race wins for you. But how does this feel, Gavin? Where does this rank?
Listen, it's Gold Cup.
It's the Gold Cup.
Yeah, brilliant.
Well done.
Thank you.
Because this horse wasn't even coming here, and now you've won the Gold Cup.
Yeah, thankfully JP supplemented him now, so I'll have to thank him for that.
And talk us through the race. Apart from the first fence, where maybe it was a little bit sticky, it looked fairly smooth. Was that what it was?
Yeah, he jumped brilliant, and the first ditch down the side, the second time he dragged his hind legs in a little bit, but yeah, everything went very smooth. A lovely position. I was kind of Paul on the outside, and I noticed Paul's horse wasn't really carrying him, and he wasn't jumping, so I thought we could have a little shout here, and Paul went on going to the fourth last, and I just followed him away and into the straight, and couldn't believe how well I was actually going to the second last. I was squeezing away, but I knew I had plenty of horse underneath me, and he winged that and went by Galopin Des Champs fairly easy.
Yeah, and his jumping has been an issue in the early part of the season. Keith Donoghue's done a lot of work in bringing him here, and you know, you've seen the benefits of it.
Yeah, and a lot of credit has to go to Keith Donoghue, because he's done all the work with him. I'm just the lad that gets right in the race, but Keith's done a massive amount of work with him, and I have to thank him for that.
And you've described a race that's gone very smoothly, but this is the Gold Cup. It's remarkable, isn't it?
Yeah, they went a proper gallop now, which was a help to my life, because all my lad does is stay, and I had loads of room. I was happy with how I was travelling and jumping. Yeah, so it's not often it goes to plan, but it went to plan today, thankfully.
And what did Gavin say to you beforehand in terms of the confidence that he felt and what the horse needed?
Gavin said he had him in the best order he could have him. He said I rode him out actually yesterday morning here, and he was bouncing. He was jig-jogging and happy in himself, so I knew he was in good form.
And were you feeling, you can't be confident against a horse like Galopin Des Champs, obviously, you've run up against him with Factor Foul this season, but how are you feeling going into the race?
Look, there was no pressure on me. All the pressure was on Paul and Galopin Des Champs, so I just went out and rode my race, and it all went to plan.
And this is the pinnacle of our sport. How does it feel to win it?
Brilliant, brilliant. I'm long enough riding now, so I'm glad to get a big one like this on the board.
And is this the thing that you've always dreamed of doing?
Oh, definitely. From a young age, all I was going to be was a jockey, so living the dream.
And winning the Gold Cup, I meant specifically.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so delight.
Okay, well, many congratulations, Mark. It's been a great week for you, and now you've won the pinnacle of our sport, the Gold Cup. Well done.
Thanks very much. Thanks, Idiot. Thank you.
Congratulations. Did you dare to dream this would happen?
You know, I thought it was too much to ask. Gavin, I know he wasn't entered in the Gold Cup, and Gavin thought he was going quite well, and I said, what do you want to do? And he said he'd like to run him in the Gold Cup, so Frank and Gavin put him in. I thought the ground might have been a little bit quick for him. But you know, he delivered, and it's very exciting. Homebred. Have the mammy. I think she was covered today. The mammy of I Know the Way You're Thinking. I believe she was covered today, so who knows?
Oh, it's in the stars then, wasn't it?
What?
It was in the stars then,
in
wasn't
the stars. Mother had a good day.
Yeah.
and
tell me about the race as you were watching and what you were thinking. Live it for me.
Do you know, to be truthful, I'd want to watch it again. I don't see things now as quick as I used to, but I'm looking forward to watching it. And I thought coming down the hill, Mark was in a good posse, and at that stage I thought he's going to put it up to the champion, and sure enough he did.
The closing stages, he was absolutely magnificent, bearing in mind he's had some jumping issues, he's had to learn, but he was foot perfect at the end.
He was foot perfect, and the strange thing, he's by Walk in the Park, and as a yearling, Charles O'Brien bought him for ourselves and someone else, and he failed the test after it, and then he went on to be second in the Derby for someone else. And poor old Walk in the Park, if I'd got him, he'd have been gelded, and I'd have had no Gold Cup winner. So the Lord works in mysterious ways.
That's certainly true.
Yeah, very good.
Did you take much persuading from Gavin, or are you somebody who's, you know, if a trainer has a strong view like that, you want them to be able to show?
You know, all these trainers, you know, Gavin, they know more about the horse than I do, and you have to trust they're doing the right thing, you know. So I've every confidence in Gavin, and you know, what can I say about him? He's a very special man. He doesn't, you don't hear from him too often, if ever, and he gets the job done.
When he does speak, he's worth listening to, isn't he?
Why not? Yeah. Yeah.
And also Keith Donoghue deserves a mention here as well.
Listen, you know, you'd often wish you could put everybody up on the horse, and you know, he minded him throughout the year, and he'll have to be remembered.
And I suppose to end, the $1 million question is, are you going to run him in the National after that, or is that enough?
We'll savour today and see. You know, the Gold Cup is a tough race. I have to look at what would be fair to the horse, and I'll see what Gavin says. But don't expect a decision in the next week, you know.
I'll let you savour it instead. And it's worked well to listen to what Gavin has to say. Many congratulations. A great week, top here.
Thanks, Lydia. Thank you.
I was never really confident on him. Maybe the ground is a bit quicker than it has been other years, but that's, look, making an excuse. We were beaten on the day by a better, younger one, and you know, everything was a bit laboured on him, but he's tried his heart out. He owes no one anything, and he's here in one piece, so we'll go on again.
He was jumping big early as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, just not happy, I think. Everything, as I say, was a bit of an effort. He still gave it a crack, didn't he? He gave him something to shout about for a long way, and no, we're second in Gold Cup. Yeah.
Was there any point where you thought you had it? Was there any point where you were happy in the race and you think, okay, it looks like he's rolling again?
A couple of jumps back up to the top of the hill the last time, but I was hoping rather than being confident he was going to come alive for me there, to be honest. And no, he's running blinder, yeah.
He's gone down on his shield. Thank you very much. Thanks for talking to us.
Thanks.
Watch live racing now on racingtv.com.